Hi, hello, welcome. It's Pip here from queenpipcards.com. Welcome to this month's Suite of Possibilities. This is a video hop that I do with my friend Katina Martinez in the US. So once you finish watching my video, please do check out the description below or the links in my blog post if you're watching this on my blog, and hop over and have a look and see what Katina's done with this suite this month too. We love bringing you these. We don't actually know what each other's doing, so but it's always a surprise, which I love because it's just as much as a surprise for me as it is for you. And it's nice that I can then go and see what she's done and see if we had similar ideas or different. So far, we've always had different ideas, which is just goes to show the versatility of these products. So this month, it's all about the Abigail Rose suite, which comes with the Cottage Rose bundle. That's a set of stamps and dies. I'll show you the dies a little bit later. It's on page 56 and 57 of the annual catalogue 2022 to 23. There's some fabulous examples already here. I love some of these that are on this page. And you get in the suite itself, you get the pack of papers, the ribbon and the bundle. There's nothing else extra that they add. They've just kept it simple with this suite, and I love that. You can do it with the colours that come in the paper pack, or as you'll see, you can go off-piste and do some different ones too. So I have done some cards which we're going to go through today, but I just want to show you a few I've already done, some of which you might have seen, or some of you may have seen these already. Some of you definitely won't have because they've been in secret groups. So these were three that I've made for I did these live for my for the paper party that I also do with Katina. Let's just move these over, we've got a bit more space than I figured. So I did these for the paper party with Katina back in when did we do that? June. It's only last month. Feels ages ago. So yeah, so these were three cards that we made. You can see how different they are. I love this one using the massive die and the papers. There's not a stamp that does that. You cut it out of the papers, which is cool. And then colouring, a bit of decoupage with that, and then just some simple stamping. So those were just three of my cards that I did on a Zoom. And if you want to join the next paper party, you can. You can still get access to this paper party if you want to. I'll put links in the description below. So then I also decided to use the paper, but use the silver side of the paper. This was one of the tutorials that I do on my weekly newsletter to people. So it's just got some faceted gems. I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can see the wink of Stella that I'm picking up there. Got some beautiful wink of Stella going on. And again, these are all die cuts using the coordinating dies, and then I've just hand cut the label there. But I think it's beautiful in silver. Looks really nice. And then I went completely off-piste this week, earlier in my Facebook Live this week, and did it all in green, which is completely different again. Nothing to do with what's actually in the suite, but it uses the stamps and some of the paper even. Here's that silvery paper coming back in again with the lovely flowers. And then with the leaves, and literally just the leaves and the flower and the sentiment. But doesn't it looks so much fresher in the greens. I just love it in the green. So that's okay. So this is the card we're going to make today. I've got a couple of cards actually. We're going to put some gorgeous DSP onto the front of a piece of crumb cake. That's going to go and have a bit of ribbon around it. This is gorgeous, this linen ribbon. Beautiful, soft, and actually doesn't add very much bulk, so it's good to use. You can slide it around the back of a card just like this. Make sure it's straight. I never get mine straight, I always have to double check. So get your ribbon on, and then pop that down onto your card base, again using the Tombow glue, because I find it just helps to adhere that ribbon down. We'll pop that on. And I like to work my layers like this. So I've got my layers on and now I'm going to do the decoration. So I love the sentiment, but it's different to the one that I've shown you before. And I'm using, look at all these fabulous dies. Look at all these detailed dies. They're just gorgeous. So I've gone ahead and cut out some of these already. I've put adhesive sheets on the back of some gorgeous foil. This is foil from the new rose gold foil sheets, which are in the main catalogue. So you peel them off carefully. The one I did before, that was using the distressed gold, which is also beautiful. So I'm peeling it off. I'm leaving some of the elements in. Thankfully, they've already sort of come in as we peeled it off. But if they don't, then you can always pop them back in again afterwards. And I sort of like this sort of half-filled look. So we're not going to put all of them on. That one's very annoying. We're not going to put all of them on, but we are going to put some on. So you have to just take the backing off and pop them down. So these ones we can just peel off the backing and add them in. Now if you wanted to, you could add all of them in. That would also work. But I sort of like the half in, half off look. It's a bit fiddly, but I like it. So I think this one I decided I was going to fill the whole of this flower and then leave the next one with just a few bits on. And this take your pick tool is great for this. You just pick them up, peel off the backing if you need to, and there you are. So that's that one. Now I'm going to take this next long, thin, skinny one, get the adhesive sheets off. I have to take that really close to my eyes to try and see whether it actually had an adhesive sheet on it or not, but it did. So peel that off. See, it's going to pull them all out, but that's okay. And then we'll position this one a little bit off down the bottom. This also helps to adhere your ribbon to the cardstock because you're adding those that adhesive element from the foil. We'll pop a little one just up there, or maybe down there. No, down there. There we go. And then I'm going to go back in and fill in some of these pieces from this flower. This is probably the fiddliest I ever get with a it's probably the fiddliest I ever get with a card, to be honest. But I think it's worth it with these, just to have a few little extra copper bits. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp the sentiment, and I've die cut a little rectangle. I'm using soft suede for my sentiment. I love this one. It says it's going to be fab, which is a very me sentiment if you know me at all. I love the word fab. I think everything's fab. Found my dimensionals, pop those on. I'm using a lot because I'm going on ribbon and I'm going across the other elements as well. Plus I don't like soggy middles, so that works. There we go. So that's that card done. So you see the difference, one in the sort of rose gold and then one in that brushed distressed gold. It's beautiful. So for my third card, I'm going very off-piste for me. I'm going back to my vintage days because I feel like this really does, it just screams vintage to me. So for this card, you're going to need a little bit more technique elements. So you're going to need a piece of grid and you're going to need your blending brush. Again, soft suede. And I'm just adding some colour to the edge of that vanilla piece. want it to look kind of antique-y. And this is a great way. Soft suede is a fabulous antiquing ink. And you can get it as dark as you like in the corners, make it lighter on the rest, and then I'm adding it to the papers as well. I don't often do this, but you can always add colour to our papers, and it does add a completely different sort of look to it. Then again, the papers, this time this little sort of bill of sale or whatever it is, we're going to put some on that. So you can see I've distressed all of those. And now I'm stamping the big rose from the set, Cottage Rose. I'm going to stamp that again, soft suede. And then we're going to die cut that out. I don't need all of that to go through the die cutting machine. Once we've die cut that out, we're going to give it a bit more of a distressed feel. So we're just going to colour in those edges again with the blending brush. It's such a nice feel, and you can add such a gentle touch to it. Doesn't look like I'm being very gentle, but honestly you can. You are. And now it's all a question of putting it all together. So we're going to go a little bit off kilter on this one. So it's going to probably annoy my OCD friends. Sorry about that. I'm going to put some ribbon behind. So I'm just lining it all up. Then I'm going to glue this piece down. We need to glue that piece to make sure we've got the offset where we want it to be. Now we can put the ribbon on. Again, seal is your best friend for adding ribbon. And then I make sure it all gets a good tombow underneath. So that's going across there. That's nice. It doesn't look straight to me though, so I feel like I need to just attach that a bit better. There we go. Add some more multi-purpose glue. There we go. Pop that on. That looks better. Like so. Then just sort of curl the corners a little bit so it's a little bit ruffled. I like them a little bit ruffled. And then we're going to pop on a piece of adhesive foam sheet. Just like that. It's going to go on there. So I'm really layering it up now. I'm sure this is Tina's influence, me layering it up like this. Then more of these. These are in the brushed metallics. These are from the brush metallics, so it's more like a brown colour. And I just thought they went perfectly with the colours in this. So we'll pop these off. Take the adhesive sheet off. Again, some stayed in, so I kept that. Keep that. Keep whatever stays. Take off whatever doesn't stay. There we go. And then put those down. I'm going to put the flower up there. Again, dimensionals, more dimensionals, double layered this one. This is going to have to go in a large envelope. But you know, it's worth it. Sometimes it's just worth it. Pop that on there. Nice. Isn't that lovely? And then we just need a little sentiment to go there. So I thought I'd use Feel Better Soon, because we often need, you know, get well cards. So again, we'll use the soft suede. No, early espresso. Sorry, changed it up. Early espresso for this one, just to add a little bit more dimension, bring in that darker colour from the background of the papers. And then I'm chopping it by hand. Now, obviously, you could put this on to a, you know, you could punch it out if you want to. It fits on the little oval, but I just wanted it because it had this vintage feel. I felt like it needed to be cut out by hand. And then just chop those bits off. I'm just moving so that I can put the bits off to the side so they don't go over the table. There we go. So that's going to go in there. Again, a little bit of antiquing, just because otherwise it's not going to fit in with the rest of the card if the edges are too harsh. And then little dimensionals again. Pop those off, pop them under. There we go. And now we've got a lovely vintage antique card. And now to finish off, we need some brushed metallic dots, I think, to go on there, because they've got that lovely copper and also that almost brassy kind of colour, sort of brown brass colour. So we'll put some copper on, just to add a bit of extra luxury to this, and then just a couple of those more sort of brassy colours. I don't know, they're sort of brown. They're pretty though. So there we go. So there we go, those are the ones I've made today. I hope you've really enjoyed following along, watching me make those. I mean, I do love the vintage style, with the colours, or just using even the simple stamping, just using the same cards, same colours that are in the card pack and the paper pack. But as you've seen from before, you can make so many different ones by adding different colours. And I love the silvers and the greys, and then this purple. You know me, I always love a bit of it. Got to get a bit of purple in there somewhere. And then more of that paper. And then I just want to show you a couple of other ones. So this one's like this one, but it brings in a few of those other elements. So I have this copper flower tulip here, and then just these little vellum, I don't know if you can see that, little vellum pieces just under there. Again, a vellum strip, and then just using the other side of the paper, the pink stripes there. So it just adds a little bit. So where this is really plain and just has that embossing and then the vellum, this just has a bit of vellum and then that beautiful die cut piece. So that's a different way of doing that. So there you go, that's 11 examples or ideas of how to use the Abigail Rose suite of products. I'm trying to get them all in. There we go. So 11 card designs there for Abigail Rose, plus whatever you're going to get from Katina when you hop over and see her, so don't forget to do that. But I've one more to show you. This is my card from the Abigail Rose tutorial bundle that I'm part of, and you can earn this tutorial bundle to see the tutorial for this and 14 other cards, all using the Abigail Rose suite, when you spend £50 or more in my store this month. So all of them are slightly more technique-y than I normally do. So if you're interested in that, then just hop over to my online store, spend 50 quid. Not only will you get a celebration item, which we haven't even spoken about at the moment, but you'll get a celebration item for free, and you'll get that bonus tutorial from me on top of my normal tutorial that I do. So much inspiration coming your way. But right now, you can shop with me. All the links are in the description below. Or if you are in the US or anywhere else, then if you're in the US, please go and shop with Katina. Otherwise, you can find a local demonstrator through your local Stampin' Up site. So thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad that you've enjoyed, hopefully, the Abigail Rose Suite of Possibilities this month. Please feel free to leave us a comment. We love to hear from you. And we'll be back again next month with another one. So until then, enjoy. Bye-bye.